Hello everybody, it's your boy Noah, aka Macca Football, and today we are back with another predictions video. Now this is a bit of a new one. You guys have previously seen Premier League predictions, and I think we've done, cup final predictions, but we've never done a Champions League prediction. And if this goes well, I will make it a series just like the Game Week Premier League ones. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. First is Shakhtar Donetsk playing at home against Inter Milan. Now, Shakhtar, they do know how to win against great teams. They've done it before. They really have. I mean, last season, I think some of you guys will remember, seeing some stuff about how they've beaten Real Madrid before. But even though I'm saying that, Inter Milan should dominate. Full stop. Inter Milan should be the better team, because at the end of the day, they have the better squad, they have the better manager, they have the better players, and they're just the better team overall. Shakhtar Donetsk are a team that really can, pull off a few surprises. So Inzaghi, the Inter Milan manager, should be on his A game. I'm sorry Shakhtar fans, but it will be 3-1 to Inter Milan, and for me, it's just Shakhtar. They won't be able to keep up, and I'm saying a Dzeko masterclass. Now on to Ajax playing at home against Besiktas, and I think this will be a great game. Pretty underrated one. I think if you are if you're at home, then turn on the telly, mate. Watch this game. I'm telling you now, it's going to be an absolute cracker. And yeah, I do predict that maybe a couple surprises might take place. Besiktas, they have beaten better teams, for example Manchester United last season when they pulled off that absolute great 4-1 win or whatever, and Ajax, they're in their best form since early 2020. I mean, last game, you just saw their striker Sebastian Haller score 4 goals. My prediction for this game is a 4-2 win to Ajax. I just think Neres, he is a great player. I think he should go to Wolves, honestly, because they need a right winger, because Traore just isn't that good. So I think he'll get a goal. I think Haller will get 2, and I think Batshuayi, I think he'll score for Besiktas. Now on to Real Madrid playing at home against Sheriff. Now let's just get this out of the way. Real Madrid, you should be absolutely destroying Sheriff. Madrid are playing really, really well. I mean, especially Benzema. I mean, I can't believe it. In 8 games, I think he scored something like 8 goals and 7 assists. 8 goals and 7 assists in 8 games. That's just crazy statistics. That's probably better than Kane and Lewandowski's statistics. And also, fair play to Sheriff, because they did win their first game, but Real Madrid are just too good, and that's why I'm going to say an absolute whopping for 5-1 to Real Madrid. Now on to an absolute cracker of a game, and it's AC Milan versus Atletico Madrid. Have your TVs ready to watch this game, because I have a feeling this is going to be entertaining. Milan, of course, have been on the uprise. I mean, ever since just 2 seasons ago? I mean, really, actually, ever since they got Ibra, they've just went up and up and up, and now they're in the Champions League, and they're not doing too bad. I mean, they only lost their first game in the Champions League by 1 goal to a great side like Liverpool, and then obviously onto Atletico Madrid. They won the La Liga last season. They've also got a couple of new players into Paul, and obviously Griezmann, so I'm hoping he can play this game, because I'm going to watch it. For me, I don't really have a side which I think should play well. I mean, Milan, they're consistently winning in the Serie A, and it's the sort of same for Atletico Madrid, even though they lost their last game to, I believe, Getafe. So I'm not sure. It's going to be a surprise for whoever wins, and this is a tough prediction. This is a really tough prediction to make, but I just feel like Atletico will edge it, and I'm going to say a 4-3 win. Now on to Dortmund playing at home against Sporting, and Dortmund, they really should be on their A game. I just feel like it will be a challenge for Dortmund, especially in the defence, because I feel like Sporting, they have so much great attackers which are just filled with pace and flair. Also, they could use another 3 points. But onto Sporting, I think they need to focus on the weak points of Dortmund to really, really dig in there and get the better of them. If they could do that, I think they could definitely get a point, or maybe even 3. One player I really, really want to talk about is Erling Haaland. I mean, for me, Haaland is a machine. He is a machine. I can't imagine I'm saying this about a 21-year-old, but I believe that Haaland, just because of him, they will destroy Sporting. 3-0 to Dortmund, and he will just make the defenders look like wet spaghetti. Now on to PSG, playing at home against Man City. Oof. What a game. What a game. I mean, obviously, these teams have met each other last season, and City did get the better of them. That was obviously in the knockout stages. And then City obviously went into the final and ended up losing to Chelsea. But PSG have all these new signings. I mean, although Messi is out for this, Hakimi, he just scored the winning goal last game against Metz for PSG. Donnarumma, Gini Wijnaldum. I mean, there's some great players in that squad. And now that I look at it, there's a world-class player in each position. I definitely believe they can get their revenge if Pochettino has the tactics. I can see Mbappe and Foden having a crazy battle in this game. And for me, I think Mbappe is just going to win it. 2-1 to PSG with Mahrez and Mbappe goals. Now on to Porto, playing at home against Liverpool, and this was the matchup in the knockout stages, I believe in 2018 or 2019, and they were some pretty good games, so I'm hoping it can be as entertaining as a couple years back. Porto, they know how to get results. I mean, they have such a great manager, they have great players, and they did it against Juventus last season, so who's saying they couldn't do it now? Liverpool are in great form, you know, I said that in the Premier League predictions and I stand by it. They also play really, really well in the CL. But they're not playing at Anfield, so they'll be missing such a great atmosphere. I'm saying a 1-0 to Liverpool with a Mane goal. So, on to RB Leipzig playing at home against Club Brugge. Now, RB Leipzig, they lost their last CL game, which was obviously the first game of this CL season, 6-3 to Manchester City, but still, they managed to score 3 goals against the last year's finalists, so that's a bit crazy. But I have one problem with this. Those 3 goals were scored by one player, Nkunku. He is an absolute baller, so that's not what I have a problem with. It's the fact that he's a midfielder. Where are the attackers? I'm just worried this season for RB Leipzig. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't make it in the top 4 of the Bundesliga, because they are lacking goals. I'm not sure they have that many players they can really rely on, and that will be a big problem. But on to Club Brugge. You know, Club Brugge fans, they know they are the worst team, and also they'll know that they will be pushing as hard as they can to get the 3 points. But unfortunately, I just can't really think of a player that would actually save them in this game. 2-1 to Leipzig. Now on to Atalanta, playing at home against Young Boys. And Young Boys, they literally had the best start possible. I mean, beating Manchester United 2-1. I mean, I don't know why there's a smile on my face. I'm a United fan. Now, Atalanta, they only got a draw with, of course, Villarreal. And I'm not saying they're a bad team. I'm not saying Villarreal are a bad team. But I think they should have won it. I personally believe Young Boys have a better team than people think, so I'd make sure Atalanta's defence is on point for this. 2-1 to Atalanta with a Gosens man of the match performance. Now on to Zenit, playing at home against Malmo, and both teams are in the bottom 2 with 0 points. And I think that's actually quite good, because that will make this game even more entertaining, because there's a lot to play for. I mean, even if they might not have the best chance of getting top 2, there's still thirds going to the Europa League, so that is a big spot for them. Zenit have a great team with players like Malcolm, you know, the ex-Barcelona guy. I still can't believe he plays for them, and Dajuba, who I absolutely love for Russia. Where Malmo, they really don't have many high-profile players. I mean, am I wrong to think Malmo are a bit out of their depth for being in the Champions League? I don't think I think I'm right to think that, to be quite honest, because I don't think there's anyone who would get into the Zenit's first team in the Malmo team sheet. I'm saying 2-0 to Zenit with a Dajuba brace. Now on to Wolfsburg, playing at home against Sevilla, and for me, these are 2 great teams who people really aren't looking out for. These are the dark horses, I'm telling you right now. I love Wolfsburg, and I believe if their players show up, they are a better team. But I could literally say the exact same about Sevilla. This is what I mean. So this is why it will be so hard to predict. Sevilla have done great over the last couple years. You know, it's sort of the same thing that's happened to AC Milan. I mean, they sort of dropped down in the sort of few years to mid-table mediocrity. But then they came back up. They won the Europa League, and now they're in the Champions League. And I think there is a lot to play for in this game. Both teams have talent, and that's why I'm going to say a boring 1-1 draw. Now on to Bayern Munchen versus versus Dynamo Kiev. This should be easy for Bayern. Obviously, Lewandowski actually didn't score in his last game, and I've actually always said the most dangerous strikers out there are the strikers who haven't scored in their last game. So, Dynamo Kiev, you better make sure you play back 10. When I watch Bayern's squads, I look at how good they are. I mean, they have some weak points, especially on the wing, you know, wing backs, but I just think their squad is so great. I mean, the midfield, they have such a world-class midfield, and I just can't say the same about Dynamo Kiev. If I'm going to be honest, I don't know much about Dynamo Kiev, and I just don't think they'll be able to get a point from this. 4-1 to Bayern Munich. Now on to RB Salzburg, playing at home against Lille. Lille, I mean, I'm saying the same thing about Leicester on the Premier League predictions, but I don't think Lille are the same. I'm going to be honest. Compare them to last season, Lille. This is a crap team. A crap team. I mean, they lost some players like Samare, but I mean, just even playing style, they're just not good to watch anymore. And that's why I genuinely believe if RB Salzburg have the right tactics, if their players know what they're going to do, if their players keep on pushing that Lille attack, they will win. I am excited to see one of the RB Salzburg players, Adeyemi. I might be pronouncing his name wrong, so sorry about that. But yeah, he is a 19-year-old striker who seems to be the next Erling Haaland. Lille do have great target men, Yazici, Yilmaz, many more, but I'm going to go for a surprise. 2-1 to RB Salzburg. Now on to Juventus, playing at home against Chelsea, and this is a cracker of a game. Now, of course, Juventus, they haven't had the best start. I mean, losing the best player of all time, or at least one of the best. I'm not going to start that argument. And also, they're currently sitting in 12th place, but they're still European giants. Chelsea just won this competition last season, so it will be a challenge, but I have to go for the Blues. I'm sorry, but just when I look at their team, you think of every single player in the starting 11? World class, world class, world class, world class, world class. So I'm sorry, Juventus fans, but I just think it will be a 3-1 win to Chelsea. Because if you look at it, I mean, you've lost to Udinese. Chelsea would not do that. Now on to Benfica versus Barcelona, and currently right now this is anyone's game. I mean, I'm going to be honest, and I do seriously believe that. It looks as if Koeman will get sacked if they don't win this, so you should be expecting a really hard working Barcelona side. Benfica are second in the table, but they only drew to Kiev, so hopefully for them, they know Barca's weaknesses. I really am looking forward to this game, and I'm definitely going to watch it, because I do think this is really anyone's game, as I did say. But for me, I just think Koeman, he needs this win, and he will do anything to get it. I mean, he's a passionate manager. He just got sent off last game. That's probably one of the reasons why he might get sacked. But that's why I think it will be 2-0 to Barcelona. Now on to our last game of the video, and it is Manchester United versus Villarreal, and oh my gosh, I'm already getting flashbacks. Obviously, Villarreal, they did beat Manchester United in the Europa League final last year, so Manchester United, they're going to want to get one over them. But United, I mean, we've bought winners. I said the reason why we didn't win it is because we don't have winners. We don't have players who've won trophies in the past. Now we've got Sancho, now we've got Varane, now we've got Ronaldo. But I'm going to be honest, actually, I'm just a bit worried, I can't lie. I mean, we've lost to Young Boys, we've lost to West Ham, and we've lost to Villa. It is embarrassing football. Embarrassing. I've had enough of this McFred. So I'm hoping we can hopefully see Donny van de Beek play. I'm a positive United fan, so I'm going to say we bounce back and win it 1-0 with the Ronaldo winning goal. Thank you guys so much for watching. The reason why Makazab wasn't in this video is sometimes recording does get a bit too much for him, but me and him will be back, the dynamic duo, for next video, which will be the Premier League predictions. But yeah, if you are new to this channel, please click on the channel, look at the videos I'm making. If you like them, go ahead and subscribe so you will see them in the subscriptions tab. I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching, and peace.